Welcome to the Brick Velocity Podcast, the show dedicated to helping you maximize your returns by buying and selling Lego. Each episode, your host Ryan will break the stereotypes of investing in Lego, and you can use that advantage to boost your long-term profits. Now, on to the show.
Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of Brick Velocity. I'm your host, Ryan. First of all, let me apologize for not having this episode out on Tuesday like I typically like to. Unfortunately, life got in the way last weekend, and so I was just unable to record it. So we are recording it now, and today we're talking about Friends sets. This is the purple box line that's at least ostensibly targeted towards girls. This is a line that can be hit or miss depending on the year. There are some years in which there's almost no Friends sets that I think are worth investing in. I think last year was kind of a lean year for Friends. This year is exactly the opposite. I think this is a great year for Friends sets to invest in for the future. There's a number of them that are retiring this year or plan to retire this year that look outstanding. And we're going to talk about 3 of them, and then I'll list off a few others that I like, but maybe not quite as much as the 3 I'm going to talk about during the episode. But I'll list them all off at the end so that you can have those on your checklist when you're out there hunting. The first set I'd like to talk about is number 41422. This is the Friends Panda Jungle Treehouse. This might be, it's certainly on the short list, and it might be my number 1 favorite set, regardless of theme. 4 sets that are retiring this year. It's unfortunately already started to kind of disappear from shelves. It's been gone from Target for a while. It's still on the shelf in a bunch of Walmarts, but I don't know that you can get it actually shipped from Walmart, and if you can only get 2 at a time, depending on when you go on there. Amazon just kind of ran out of it within the last day or 2. They had sort of done this thing where they delay the shipping for a certain period of time, 8 or 10 days. I assume that they count on a certain percentage of returns that they can then ship out as product to somebody else. But now they've completely removed themselves from the listing. It does have a lot of sellers. It's got 130 sellers, which is higher than I usually would like to see, and maybe the only negative thing about this set. It's because it's otherwise spectacular. It's a $30 set, kind of right in the wheelhouse of what I like. It's been on the market for a year and a half. It came out in the summer of 2020, so like right in the middle of COVID hysteria. So its entire life cycle has been during a time in which there have been significant transportation and logistics issues. So I think the total print run for this set is probably lower than your typical 18-month set. It is still available for shipping from Barnes & Noble, and it's also on the shelves of a bunch of Barnes & Noble brick and mortar locations. But it is starting to dry up. If you can find it on the shelf of a Walmart, it probably will be $24. Sort of a standard 20% off. This is not a set that's going to last to sort of post-Christmas clearance or anything like that. But it's just sold like gangbusters ever since it came onto the market. I mean, I could postulate as to why. I assume it has something to do with the 3 little panda figures, and Google. Lego has not made a lot of sets with pandas in them. I mean, they may not have made any with pandas in them until this set came out, and then they made a Minecraft set that had some panda figures as well. But it's just, this thing's just been a rock star since it came out. I mean, it's full price. Amazon rank is somewhere around 1,000. Its 20% off price rank was in the mid hundreds, 5 to 800. And even today with Amazon off the listing and the price up to low 40s, its sales rank is still only 1,200. So, I certainly would expect this to perform very, very well post-retirement. It doesn't look like there's any more waves that are coming. Lego's already marked this as sold out. And for those that don't know the different terminology on Lego.com, if they mark a set as temporarily out of stock, usually that means, not always, because it can change, but usually that means that they're going to get another wave in at some point, maybe a small wave, and may only be in stock for a short period of time. But typically, temporarily out of stock, TOOS, means it's coming back for some short period of time, or maybe a long period of time. If it's a brand new set that just sells out on the first day, they'll mark it as temporarily out of stock with the expectation that they're going to keep making the set for another 2 years. And then the nomenclature of sold out is sort of the precursor to retired. And it means that Lego doesn't have any more on their website. You might be able to find some in stores, but it's probably unlikely. Because when they start to get low on inventory, they start sourcing from their stores. At least I believe they do. And sold out means it's gone. It ain't coming back. Again, there are certainly historical exceptions to these, and they have flipped back and forth between sold out and temporarily out of stock, or temporarily out of stock and then sold out. But as a general matter, sold out means it's gone. And so if it's gone from Amazon and it's gone from Lego and it's gone from Target and it's about to be gone from Walmart, this thing is going to be done before the holiday season even hits, much less have to survive through a holiday season. So you combine that with the fact that it's shown strong demand historically through its life cycle, and appears to be a very appealing set. Anecdotally, my daughter certainly loves her copy of it. It's a set that's not going to be reprinted. There's nothing quite like it in the market. This is just one that I'm trying to stack as high as I possibly can while I can get my hands on them. So that's my number one set, and I wouldn't be shocked if, by dollar figure, this is the number one set that I hold after January 1st. The second set I would like to talk about is another great one. Not quite as good as the Panda set, but is the Friends Vet Clinic Rescue Helicopter. This is number 41692. This is a smaller set. This is just a $20 set. But it just came out this year. Came out in January 1st of 2021. So it's only going to have a 1-year life cycle. And again, as I've talked about in earlier episodes, that doesn't necessarily mean it's destined for greatness. There are lots of examples of sets that have had short runs that are not winners long term, certainly not good winners long term. But this one has all of the markings of a set that I would like anyway, even if it had been on shelves for 2 years. It's another one in this line of Lego sets that's about sort of animal rescues. There's a whole bunch of them, including the Panda set, about like taking care of animals and saving animals. So there's a bunch of them. This one has a helicopter, which is kind of a meme for Lego that they include helicopters in all their sets, but there honestly aren't that many sets that are themed and aimed towards girls that have helicopters in them. I'm sure that's why this is done very, very well, and it has done exceptionally well. It's been on the market for this year. It's been sort of bounced around between $20 and $16. It's already sold out at Lego.com. It's still available for shipping from a bunch of the bigger retailers, including Amazon, although Amazon does have a 14-day delay on it, which means you're probably barely going to get it for Christmas at this point. And I wouldn't be shocked if Amazon took themselves off the listing here in the next couple of days. But I believe you can still get this for shipping from Target. You can still get it for shipping from Walmart, and I know it's on the shelves of a bunch of sets, on a bunch of Walmart brick and mortar locations. Not to mention all sort of the secondary locations like Barnes and Noble and Books a Million or Fleet Farm. All these other places that carry some of these Kohl's, places that carry some of these Lego sets that they tend to linger around a little bit longer because they don't ever get discounted. So, certainly like this set. It's a small set. It's in our price wheelhouse. It's got a great Amazon sales rank, even with the shipping delay. It's still sitting at about 1,500 for a 20% off set. That's really good. So you just sort of add up all the different factors on this one, and it sure looks like a winner to me. It has gone out of stock on Amazon a couple of times over the course of the year for just a couple of days, and it kind of jumps up into the high 20s for price. So that certainly looks good, but it honestly just hasn't been out long enough to have any real significant, because it came out January 1st, so that's after the holiday season last year. So it hasn't even been sold through a Christmas season, and had sort of those like 2-week periods where it's just out of stock at Amazon to see what happens to the price. Given all the logistical delays this year and trouble with shipping and manufacturing and raw materials and all that kind of stuff, it's a set that probably has less of them out in the wild than your typical even 1-year set. So I think this is a winner for sure. And this would in any other year would be the number one Friends set by a significant margin. And then third, I want to talk about sort of a sister set to the helicopter, which is set 41445, which is the Vet Clinic Ambulance set. This one is similar. They have made ambulances and other sort of pet and animal related vehicles before. They've done a bunch of horse carriages and things like that. So it's not like there's no Friends sets with cars or trucks in them. I mean, there's a bunch of them. But this one combines, a lot of good things into a $30 set. It is still available on Lego.com with no sort of delay on shipping or anything like that. So it's at 15% off, or more like 17% off on Walmart. So this is a set, and it's the same $25 on Amazon. It's had an even shorter run than the helicopter set. It came out in March of this year, and has pretty much been sold at full price its entire 9 months. I like it. It's a good price set. It has an exceptionally good sales rank. Its current sales rank is at 607. With at less than 20% off, it's like 15 to 20% off. Even at a full price, $30, I think its sales rank was somewhere around 1,200. So it's outstanding. The relative short print run does have 70 sellers already on Amazon, so I think people expect it to kind of go out of stock, which is a little bit high, but that doesn't really tell you the full story. I mean, a bunch of those sellers could have 1 or 2 units, or be selling them, fulfilled by merchant, and be drop shipping it from somewhere else or something. They have deals on other websites. I mean, that doesn't really tell you the full story like it would if it was a fully retired set, where there was nowhere else to get it but actually have it in your inventory. But even if it is legitimately 70 sellers, the demand of a set that sells at a rate that causes an Amazon rank of 600 means that they're selling dozens of them a day, and it's just going to burn through all those sellers very, very quickly. We've seen this kind of thing in action before. So it's a good size set, great sales rank, relatively short shelf life, looks to be retiring, has all of the all of the things that I really like when looking for sets to invest in. So I'm actively recruiting these sets as well, because I kind of expect it to go out of stock suddenly at some point. So those are the friend sets that I really like. I'll list off a few others that I think are very good. There's 41421, which is the Baby Elephant Jungle Rescue set. That's a good set, although surprisingly low Amazon sales rank. Its rank is in like the 7,000s or something when it's at full price. But for a $20 set, I think that's a good one. And with the baby elephant in it, I think that's unlikely to be reprinted significantly. But I like the set. I think it's going to perform well. There's the 41424 Jungle Rescue Base. This is a little higher price point than I typically go for. It's an $80 set. I think it'll perform well. It's one of those, usually on these kind of lines, kind of the biggest one always tends to perform pretty well. You see this when they do like Coast Guard sets. There's always this like big boat that's $100 or $120, and that one always tends to do pretty well, even better than some of the smaller sets. I think the Rescue Base will do well. Has a strong rank, has a big elephant figure in it, so that'll do well. There's the 41442 Vet Clinic Buggy. Just a $10 set, so it's a real small box. It's almost a little too small to be sort of right in my wheelhouse. I like the $20 to $40 sets more than I like the $10 sets, because there just isn't enough meat in the $10 sets to really grab some of these attention sometimes. But it's certainly had a strong sales rank and will probably do very well. I wouldn't be shocked if this was a $20 to $25 set next year. And then the last one is the 41446 Vet Clinic, which is actually like a building. It's a $40 set. I could have included it on the list. I think it's probably almost as good as the ambulance. I just liked the ambulance just a little bit better. Had a slightly better rank. And I think they'll both do well, but I think the Vet Clinic will do very, very well as well. I think this whole Vet Clinic line always will perform well. So those are the Friends sets. This is a very deep year for Friends. There's 7 sets that I think could end up being, big strong winners. I'm going to have at least some of all 7 of these by the end of the winter, I would guess, and I would recommend that you do as well. So that's our show for today. I'm going to try to get the next episode out on time next Tuesday before the holiday. But in case I don't, I hope you all have an excellent holiday, and hope you're able to find some good Lego sets to invest in. I know I'm actively looking all the time. If you want to get in contact with the show, feel free to email us at podcast@brickvelocity.com. And please do tell somebody about the show if you like what you hear. Give us a rating and review on whatever platform you download your podcasts on. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Brick Velocity podcast. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to the show and give us a rating and review. See you next time.